This is what happens when you don't want to talk to him. This is what happens when you lock yourself in a car to be away from him. Yeah.
This is Stephanie Dominique Ingram, a 30-year-old mother of 4 from Aubrey, Texas, who would be found dead from gunshot wounds to her head and neck on August 20th, 2023. The person who killed her was her own boyfriend, 32-year-old Anthony Jantrell Thornton, who pulled the trigger before turning the gun on himself. But what led a seemingly protective man to murder the woman he claimed to love? Let me take you back to where this nightmare began, because the warning signs were everywhere.
Have y'all ever just wished you could kiss yourself? Like for real, like really feel yourself kiss yourself? Because mine's be looking so juicy. Like, I just want to feel it. Look. Come on now. I want to see what it feel like. I want to know.
Born in 1993, Stephanie Ingram grew up in Texas, known for her vibrant, infectious personality. Her friends and family described her as having joyful energy that made you feel better just being near her, warmth most evident in her role as a mother. Stephanie had 4 children. Her social media showed video after video of her dancing with her kids, singing with them, being present in their lives with genuine love and dedication. Her youngest was just 4 weeks old when she died. But underneath all that sunshine, Stephanie had been living through hell for years. Before Anthony Thornton entered her life, she'd been trapped in an abusive relationship with the father of her children. This man controlled every aspect of her existence. He monitored where she went, who she talked to, and what she posted on social media. He stalked her movements, isolated her from friends and family, and criticized everything about her, tearing down her self-worth piece by piece. The control was suffocating. Imagine trying to live while someone watches your every move, questions your every decision, and makes you account for every minute. That was Stephanie's reality. Like so many victims, she tried to hide it, tried to manage it, tried to convince herself things would get better if she just did everything right. But abuse doesn't work that way. The violence escalates and the control tightens.
This is what happens when you lock yourself in a car to be away from him. Yeah.
That video right there, Stephanie is showing the aftermath of one incident with her ex. She'd locked herself in her car, trying to create physical distance during an argument. His response was to smash her car window, break the mirrors, and destroy her property in a fit of rage, because she dared to put a barrier between them. Eventually, Stephanie did something brave. She reported the abuse to authorities, which led to her ex-partner's arrest. She started using social media, particularly TikTok, as an outlet to share her experiences with other survivors and process the trauma.
Okay, y'all, so I'm okay. I had to calm down. That was a lot earlier. But, ladies, just know that's not love. That's not love. I didn't do nothing to deserve that. I didn't even get out my car. I stayed in the car so we won't be fighting. And still got my windows busted and my mirror.
Experience has shown that reporting abuse and separating from an abuser are actually some of the most dangerous periods for victims. More than half of the women murdered by intimate partners had previously taken steps like reporting or attempting to leave. The violence doesn't stop just because you call the police. Sometimes it intensifies because the abuser realizes they're losing control. But Stephanie had made it through that dangerous period. She'd gotten away from her children's father. She was rebuilding, recovering, glowing with newfound confidence by mid-2023.
You got so much going on that you can't even have a solid thought about one thing. And then have all this on your plate and then be going through the worst breakup. So now you have to take on all of the responsibilities. You got to handle everything on your plate. And then you still got to be nice to the person that hurt you. You still got to overcompensate for the people that just can't for one reason or the next. It just really baffles me. It's like black women alone carry enough on their shoulders. And then we got to carry it all the time by ourselves. All the time by ourselves. I'm so over this. I'm so over it, like, for real. And it just sucks. Like, you literally just lay here in the bed for hours just thinking, because you don't even want to talk to nobody. Like, you don't even want to really vent to somebody. Because all they're going to do is just use it against you anyway. Not even the person you think you love. Because, yeah, I said you think you love, because that person don't never love you halfway as much. This shit sucks, and that's the message. I'm tired of being a grown-up, and I'm tired of being a black woman at that. Like, let me get the easy life. I'll be fucking Rebecca. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired. The weight gets heavy.
And then she met Anthony Thornton. At first, Thornton seemed different. He presented himself as attentive, caring, and protective. They started dating in early 2023, and the relationship moved fast. They moved in together within weeks, which experts often point to as a red flag, particularly for trauma survivors who might mistake vulnerability for deep connection. When you've been starved for kindness, when you've been controlled for so long, someone who seems genuinely interested can feel like salvation. But friends and family started noticing things. Thornton started monitoring Stephanie's phone. He questioned her about interactions with male friends. He discouraged certain friendships, effectively isolating her from support systems just like her ex had done. He offered to help manage her finances, which sounds generous until you realize it's another form of control, another way to restrict autonomy. He framed all of this as provision, as protection, as love. I just want to take care of you. I just want to make sure you're safe. But underneath those words was the same agenda: keeping Stephanie dependent, keeping her under his thumb. And then in May 2023, Thornton was arrested in Denton County. The charge was assault against a family or household member, impeding breath or circulation. That's the legal term for strangulation. This is a serious felony charge that carries heavy implications, because strangulation is one of the strongest predictors of future lethal violence and domestic abuse cases. The timing and context strongly suggest Stephanie was the victim in that May incident, though public records don't explicitly confirm it. What we do know is that Stephanie reportedly forgave him for a prior act of violence, which aligns with this arrest. Forgiveness is complicated in abusive relationships. It's often a survival mechanism, a way of trying to keep the peace, a genuine hope that maybe this time will be different, he'll change, and the good moments will outweigh the bad. So the relationship continued, despite the arrest and the red flags that were now less like flags and more like enormous banners waving in everyone's faces. By August 2023, Stephanie was facing serious financial pressure. She had 4 children to support, including that newborn baby, and money was tight. On August 17th, she made a decision that would ultimately cost her life. She launched an OnlyFans account.
Okay, so yeah, the update. The OnlyFans page is going up. Like, it's going up. Me and this baby daddy with this whole back and forth shit, like, I don't know, because y'all already know. Now he want to be nice and all that stuff. Like, is it going to last? Is it going to last? Like, we're going to see. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see. Y'all know how that type of stuff go. But
now, before anyone jumps to conclusions or judgment about OnlyFans, understand what this platform represented for Stephanie. For years, she'd been controlled by men who dictated what she could do with her body, her time, her life. Her ex monitors her social media and criticized her appearance. Now, here was Thornton, exhibiting the same controlling behaviors. The OnlyFans account was Stephanie's way of reclaiming autonomy over her own body and her own financial future. Maybe not the best approach to reclaiming freedom, but she was making one. The account grew quickly, attracting subscribers and generating real income.
I never thought I would be doing it, and I'm doing it. And it is a little complicated because, first of all, you got to do like a W-9, and I was just like, I don't know what to put on this doggone paper, but anyways, I did it. And then you got to do your banking and stuff like that, and then wait about 24 to 48 hours for it to get cleared.
Listen to the excitement in her voice. She's talking about W-9 forms and banking with the enthusiasm of someone genuinely building something.
Which I just did my first little pull-off today. And I was happy. I thought I was going to get the whole amount, but it didn't give me the whole amount. It gave me basically half. And then the rest, it says pending. So I'm guessing in the next couple of days, that'll be done pending. But I got that. People supportive, people you think when I support you or whatever the case may be, they'll support you. It's a whole lot of people there to waste my time, but it's part of the job. But it's good. It's good. I'm happy right now. And y'all know my freaking TV literally fell off the wall when I was just on FaceTime talking. So I got this one up here. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully this one don't fall too, but yeah, that's that. So if y'all want to know something, y'all can ask me or whatever, but I'm okay for right now.
That's Stephanie talking about withdrawing her first earnings from OnlyFans. She's explaining the process, the waiting period for funds to clear, the surprise at not getting the full amount immediately because some was still pending. But mostly, you hear happiness. But Anthony Thornton did not share her excitement. Thornton's response to the OnlyFans account was intense jealousy and insecurity. The demands started coming fast. Delete the account, stop posting, choose him or choose this. He employed every emotional manipulation tactic, guilting him about what people would think, how she was embarrassing him. He framed his controlling demands as concern. I'm only saying this because I care about you. I'm only worried because I don't want people to take advantage of you. But Stephanie had already lived through this script with her ex, and after years of being controlled, Stephanie drew a line in the sand. That decision to stand her ground is when everything started spiraling toward violence. On the evening of August 19, 2023, Stephanie posted on social media about her OnlyFans progress. But an argument erupted, and neighbors in the Savannah community of Aubrey reported hearing raised voices from their home on Forsyths Drive. The fighting went on for hours, escalating through the night. Witnesses reported hearing Stephanie's voice clearly refusing Thornton's demands. The dispute continued into the early morning hours of August 20, 2023. Somewhere between midnight and 1:19 a.m., Anthony Thornton retrieved a legally registered firearm. He walked into the bedroom where Stephanie was, and he made a choice that would destroy not just 2 lives, but the futures of 4 children. He shot Stephanie in the head and neck. The wounds were fatal. She died almost instantly, her life cut short at 30 years old. And then he turned the gun on himself. He just ended both of their lives in a bedroom on Forsyth Drive, leaving behind a newborn baby crying in another room. Police responded to a welfare check at 1:19 a.m. When they arrived at the home, they found the front door ajar. They found both bodies in the bedroom. The violence had been confined to that one room, with no signs of forced entry throughout the house. But here's the detail that breaks your heart into a million pieces. Stephanie's 4-week-old infant was found unharmed in a separate room. The Tarrant County Medical Examiner's Office officially ruled Stephanie's death a homicide, caused by gunshot wounds to the head and neck. The aftermath of Stephanie's death rippled through the Aubrey community. The community responded with shock and grief, but beyond the emotional response, Stephanie's death prompted action and difficult conversations about domestic violence, warning signs, and resources. Local organizations and prevention programs started using Stephanie's story as a teaching tool, highlighting specific warning signs throughout her relationship with Thornton. Advocates emphasize that economic independence, the very thing Stephanie was seeking through OnlyFans, is often a trigger for abusive partners, because it threatens their control. When a victim starts making their own money, building support systems, and creating options, the abuser realizes they're losing their grip. That realization can lead to escalation as they desperately try to reassert control. The focus on strangulation as a warning sign became particularly important in discussions following Stephanie's death. Statistics show that victims who have been strangled by their partners are 7 times more likely to eventually be killed by those partners. That May 2023 arrest should have been a massive alarm bell for everyone involved. It should have triggered intervention, protection orders, mandatory counseling, and real consequences that might have interrupted the pattern of escalation. But like so many warning signs in domestic violence cases, it was either missed or minimized until it was too late. What's more significant is the broader pattern Stephanie's case represents. In Texas alone, domestic violence kills dozens of women every year, and those are just official statistics.
So, yeah, it's time for a new beginning. Now he calling and texting and talking about he loves me. That's not love. Amongst everything else, the nigga dogged me, y'all. He dogged me. And it's okay, though. That's all right. It's a new day tomorrow, and I'm going to take it for what it is. Y'all have a good night, though. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
It should have triggered intervention. 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 It should have triggered intervention.